And this is heat 3 of the 100 meters butterfly. So in the heat 3 we've got B. McDonald Williams, who is in lane 1, Bishop Stortford. Lane 2 is Bo O'Reilly, who's 15 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 3 is Dylan Davenport, 14 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4, Alfie Bullock, 15 from Chesham. 5, Zach Fellows, 14 from Costa. 6, Fraser McDonald, who's 14 from outfield. 7, Ramsey Gill, 14 from Costa. And lane 8 is Toby Gradwell, who's 14 from Hertford. Can we have the girls to the 100 backstroke, please? The marshalling area now. Girls to the 100 backstroke. To the marshalling area now, please. So into the final length. Leading the way in lane 4, Alfie Bullock. Chesant swimmer, and he coming up to touch. Alfie touches at 68.82. Bo Rye touching in second place, 112.52, and then 113.39. Third to touch there was Dylan Davenport. And this is heat 5 of the 100 meters butterfly. Heat 4, Max Hosier is in lane 1 from Hoddesdon. He's 14. Lane 2 is Lewis Robinson, who's 14 from Costa. Lane 3, Oscar Chaplin is 15 from Costa. Lane 4 is George Hooper, who's 16 from Costa. 5, Billy Sill, who's 15 from Ware. 6, Samuel Trigwell, who's 15 from Watford. 7, Ryan Ingram, 15 from Costa. And lane 8, Kabir Patel is 14 from Potter Spa. First to turn, lane 5 at 30.95. Look at all the others, all pretty much within half a second. But in the lead, it's Billy Sill. Where swimmer entered at 67 seconds. Billy turns at 49 seconds. Going very well, but it's very close behind him with George Hooper just in second place, probably ahead of Oscar Chaplin, but pretty close. Oscar's coming back on him, and Oscar looks like he may be overtaking him. But touching first, 65.90 goes to Billy Sill from Ware, entered at 67, but 67.74 second was Oscar Chaplin, and third, 67.81, a few hundredths behind him for George Hooper. This is heat 5 of the men's 100 meters butterfly.
Let's go, Dan.
And in heat 5, lane 1 is Daniel Williams, who's 15 from outfield. Lane 2, Zach Stacey, 16 from Hoddesdon. Alongside him, another 16-year-old, Archie Ran, who is from Ware in lane 3. Lane 4, Daniel Lord, 18 from Bushy. Lane 5 is Kaylin Bozio, who's 15 from Watford. Lane 6 is George Taylor, 16 from Bishop Stortford. Nick Sinclair in lane 7 is a senior swimmer, and lane 8 is Chun Ting Yao, who's 16 from Harpenden. 28 seconds, nearly 28 flat for Daniel Lord from Bushy, going very well. Being chased by Kaylin. But Daniel turning now 44 seconds on his way back. Daniel has got an entry time on this one of a minute. Looking very good indeed. Kaylin behind him is going a second, very, very close behind them though. And it's 61.14 for Daniel, 62.92. Second to touch there was Kaylin, and then 63.97. Third to touch in that one was George Taylor in lane 6. Heat 6 of the men's 100 meters butterfly. And the lineup is Lucas Hartley in lane 1, who's 16 from Hatfield. Then a whole row of 17-year-olds altogether. Andrew Tember in lane 2 is from Costa. Lane 3 is Jamie Joshua from Hatfield. Lane 4, Jason Ho from Hatfield. Lane 5, Oliver Bright from Hatfield. Lane 6, Kai Adams from Potters Bar. Then we've got a 15-year-old amongst this lot, Hugo Rabbits Jake Smith, who's from Hatfield in lane 7. Lane 8 is Andrew McDonald, who is a senior swimmer from Stevenage. 27.78 at 50. Jason, who is again into 60 seconds. Turns of 43. Well, could be on for getting fractionally under 60 if he can get a really good final length. Looking very good. Don't forget there will be finals following this. Very close behind him between Kai and Oliver in 6 and 5. But touching first, 59.76, under 60 seconds for Jason Ho. Great swim by him. 62.52, second to touch there was Oliver Blight. And third, 62.69, a few hundredths behind was Kai Adams. Very good race for second and third. Final heat, heat 7 of the men's 100 meters butterfly. Charlie Stanbury in lane 1 is 18 from Potters Bar. Another 18-year-old Lewis Dormer is in lane 2 from Harpenden. Lane 3, Toby Martin, 16-year-old from Harpenden. Lane 4, Callum Cox, 17-year-old from Bishop Stortford. Now Callum's got 57 as an entry time, 57.5. Keep an eye on that. Jack Barnard in lane 5 is 18 from Potters Bar. Josh Ellis in lane 6 is 17 from Hatfield. Lane 7 is Judah Seba, is 16 from Costa and Hoddesdons. Reese Miles in lane 8 is 17. 27.43 for our leader. Callum Cox storming down, coming up to his final turn. Turns at 43 seconds, very close behind. Second and third being battled out at the moment. Just in the lead is probably Jack Barnard, but going well is Toby Martin and Josh Ellis. But coming up to touch, 59.17 for Callum Cox, winning time. 61.48, second to touch there was Jack Barnard, and then 62.1, third to touch there was Toby Martin. So that completes the men's 100 meters butterfly heats. There'll be a finals, all the age groups at the end of this session. We move on now to event 152, the women's 100 meters backstroke. And this is going to be swum in 12 heats. And this is heat number 1 of the women's 100 meters backstroke. Charlotte Douglas is in lane 2. She's from Costa. All the swimmers in this heat are all 11 years old, all of them. Lane 3 is Cora Butterworth, who's from Tring. Lane 4, Isabel Cowie. She's from Watford. Lane 5 is Angela Pavana from Potters Bar. Lane 6 is Isabel Bradley Smith from Hoddesdon. And lane 7, Eloise Geffin, who is from Costa. Again, 4 lengths of the pool. Very close at the front at the moment. 4 and 6 pretty much together. That's Isabel in lane 4 and Isabel Bradley Smith in lane 6. Isabel Carey and Isabel Bradley Smith. Really nothing between them, both at 43 seconds. There's 44 seconds for most of the others behind. But now, trying to pull away a little bit in lane 4 is Isabel Cowie from Watford, entered at 1:32. She's got just ahead of the other Isabel, about 65, 66 at the turn. Coming back now and looking comfortable in the lead. And she's pulled out another couple of meters. So Isabel Cowie entered at 1:32, goes 1:26. Isabel Bradley Smith entered 1:34, goes 1:29, 1:30.99. Third to touch was Cora Butterworth, and she entered at 1:34, so lots of new personal best times. Can you clear the pool, please, swimmers? Can you clear the pool, please? And this is heat 2 of the women's 100 metres backstroke. Hetty McLean is in lane 1 from Stevenage. She's 12, 2 more 12-year-olds alongside her. Rachel Ord in 2 from Bushy, and Lucia Day and Lucia is in lane 3 for Hatfield. And 3 11-year-olds in a row. Lane 4 is Neve Ives, who's from Hatfield. Lane 5, Sophie Peterson from Stevenage. And 6 is Charlotte Stewart from Costa. Lane 7 is Lois Fields, who's 12 from Bishop Stortford. And lane 8 is Esme Hui, who's 11 from Watford. Lois Fields is leading the way over in lane 7. 40 seconds at the halfway point, and look at all those other ones on in the 41s and 42s. If you look across the pool, complete line, everyone's in this at the moment. Coming up to the final turn, 75 metres, and still in the lead. Lois turns at about 61 seconds. Next to turn, very close actually, is about 3 seconds behind, but just coming into the second place now is Neve Ives from Hatfield. Neve just getting her shoulders ahead of alongside her, Sophie Peterson. But coming into the last couple of strokes, Lois touches in a time of 1:22.64, touching first. She entered at 1:29, second to touch 1:25.59 was Neve Ives, and then Sophie Peterson 1:25.99 in third to touch there. Can you clear the pool to the side, please? Clear the pool, please, swimmers. Clear the pool, please. Heat 3 of the women's 100 metres backstroke. Mirabelle Bradley in lane 1 is 12 from Tring. Lane 2 is Amelia Kingham, who's 13 from Watford. Lane 3 is Bethany Hopkins, who's 13 from Harpenden. Lane 4, Daisy Herradine, who's 14 from Stevenage. Then the rest are all 12. Lane 5 is Jasmine Scott from St Albans. Lane 6 is Anna Zapatskaya, who's from St Albans. Lane 7 is Megan Randall, who is from Royston. Lane 8 is Elizabeth Runacres, who's from Hatfield. Very close indeed between 3 and 4. Both just on the 39-second mark. That's in lane 3 is Bethany Hopkins, lane 4 is Daisy Herradine. And also going very well over in lane 6 is Anna. These three just ahead at the moment of Mirabelle in lane 1. Coming up to turn, and it looks like it's actually now Anna in lane 6 who is ahead of Daisy in lane 4. Daisy now coming back though in lane 4. There's Anna in 6, Daisy in 4. Fast finish also coming in from lane 1 from Mirabelle Bradley. It's going to be very close as they come into touch. As they touch, 1:20.15 the winning time for Anna, and then lane 4 1:20.47. Daisy Herradine came in second place, just ahead of Mirabelle Bradley at 1:20.60. Very fast finish from her on the final length. Clear the pool, please. Clear the pool to the side, please. Clear the pool, please. Heat 4 of the women's 100 metres backstroke. Megan Reader in lane 1 is 14 from Watford. Lane 2 is M. Trapattano Wells. I don't know what the M is, I'm afraid. 14 from Hertford. Lane 3 is Freya Hardnut, who's 15 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4 is Cassandra Pereira, who's 13 from Hatfield. Lane 5 is Amelie Goose, who's 15 from Costa. 6, Mimi Clinch, who's 13 from Costa. Lane 7, Paige Goldhawk, 14 from Hoddesdon. And then a 12-year-old amongst this lot, Cheshunt's Olivia Croft, is in lane 8. 5 swimmers are all going to turn pretty much together at just on under 39 or 39 and 40 seconds. Very close at the front. 3 swimmers are all going to turn pretty much together in lanes 2, 3 and 4. But it is just turning first is Cassandra Pereira in lane 4 from Hatfield. She got a good turn. Trapattano Wells is doing well in lane 2. She's coming through very strongly as well. It's going to be close as they come up to the end. Going to be extremely close as they touch, and we look at the scoreboard and it goes to 118.41 goes to Cassandra Pereira, who just hangs on there from Miss Trapattano Wells in lane 2, 118.75, and then 119.38 third to touch was Freya Hardnut. Can you clear to the side, please? Can you clear the pool, please? Make your way out of the pool, please. Heat 5 of the women's 100 metres backstroke. What a great batch in lane 1 is 13 from Bishop Stortford. In lane 2, Rachel Belsey is 15 from Hatfield. Lane 3, Madeleine Conway, who's 14 from Harpenden. Lane 4 is Daisy Jubb, who's 13 from St Albans. Her teammate Rosie Wen is in lane 5, who's 15. Lane 6, Liberty Whittaker, who's 15 from Watford. And her teammate Prisha Tapre is in lane 7, and she's 15. 13-year-old Cheshunt's Maya Robbo is in the lane 8, completing the lineup. Storming away, 35.4 at the first turn at halfway. Rosie Wen from Costa entered a 118, so she's inside the time she needs to break her entry time on the splits. Coming up to her final turn, very close behind. There are 5 swimmers in a row. 54 seconds, the leader, and then about 57, so about 3-second lead at the final turn. In the lead, in lane 5, Rosie Wen from Costa. Entered a 118, very close between Daisy Jubb, Maddie Conway, and also Molly Greenbatch behind her. Winning time, 114.11 for Rosie Wen. Second there, look how close that was, 117.28. Second was Daisy Jubb, third 117.32 was Molly Greatbatch, and fourth 117.73 was Maddie Conway. Really, really close race. Clear the pool, please. Can you clear to the side, please? Heat 6 of the 100 metres backstroke. Mia Nelson's in lane 1, she's 12 from Cheshunt. Lane 2 is Emily Sharp, who's 15 from Costa. Lane 3 is Hatfield's Layla Juravekius, who's 15. Lane 4 is Torrey Hunt, who's 15 from Stevenage. Lane 5, Evie Butterworth, who's 13 from Tring. Lane 6, Isla Black, who's 14 from Costa. Lane 7 is B. Grant, who's 15 from Royston. And lane 8 is Kwon Yi Chan, who's 14 from Bishop Stortford. Leading the way is Evie Butterworth from Torrey Hunt at the moment. Evie at 36.15, Torrey 36.84, 36.92. Right behind them is Isla Black. Lane 6, this is going to be a close one again, coming up to the final turn. And leader turns at 55 seconds. Evie Butterworth just ahead now of Isla Black. Isla Black getting up close to her now though. Isla Black right up on Evie's shoulder. Going to be close as they come through. Looks like that Evie may hang on to this. Just doing it. Evie touches first to 115.42. Isla Black 115.55. 117.74. Third to touch was Torrey Hunt. Clear the pool, please, swimmers. Clear the pool, please. Clear the pool, please. Heat number 7 of the women's 100 metres backstroke. And in Heat 7, Chloe Sharp is in lane 1. She's 17 from Tring. Lane 2 is Isabel Chaplin, who's 18 from Costa. Lane 3, Eva Glenn, who's 16 from Hatfield. Lane 4 is Katie Gorman, who is 17 from Hertford. Lane 5, Grace Ball, who's 16 from Bushy. Lane 6 is Maddie Bayliss, who's 18 from Stevenage. Lane 7, Sophie Bradley, 16 from Tring. And lane 8 is Summer Everson, who is 14 from Watford. Looks like it's Chloe Sharp, maybe slightly in the lead here in lane 1 from Tring. Turns first at 35.1, 35.89 for Isabel Chaplin, and then Eva Glynn turning in third at 36.24. It's looking like it's going to be from lanes 1 to 4 here. Already turned into the final length at about 54 seconds. And Chloe looking good from Tring, entered a 1:16. She's going to take this, going to be very close to Isabel, Eva and Katie for second. Chloe touches first, 1:13.18. 1:15.40. Second was Isabel Chaplin. And the third, Katie Gorman, 1:15.42. Heat number 8 of the women's 100 metres backstroke. So just the 7 swimmers on the blocks. Alice O'Toole is in lane 1, 16 from Royston. No swimmer in 2. 3 is Ella Cannell, who is 17 from Hertford. Lane 4, Tamsin Whitaker, who's 17 from Watford. Lane 5 is Kayla Randall, who's 14 from Watford. Lane 6 is Neve O'Meara, who's 17 from Watford. 16-year-old Morgan Slade is in lane 7 from Tring, and her teammate Erin Cave is 15 in lane 8. 34.9, just under 35 seconds. First turn in the lead, Neva Mera, who's in lane 6. And she's looking good. She's going to turn first on the final turn, 53 seconds. 54-55 seconds for Alice O'Toole, turning behind her in lane 1. And then we've got lane 4, it's Tamsin Whitaker, who's in 3rd place at the moment, and she's trying to get up on terms with Alice O'Toole. Going to be close between them, but in the lead. And first to touch there, 1:11.99. Neva Mera, who entered at 1:15, it's a very good swim. 1:13.34 second to touch Alice O'Toole in 3rd, 1:13.62 was Tamsin Whitaker. Can you clear to the side, please? Clear the pool, please. Clear the pool, please. Heat 9 of the 100 metres backstroke. Line up for Heat 9 is Sophie Lyon in lane 1. She's 17 from Stevenage. Lane 2 is Katrina Dalton, who is 16 from Tring. Lane 3, Isabella Savage, who is 14 from Potters Bar. Lane 4, Isabella Dalton, who is 17 from Tring. Lane 5, Lucy Peterson, 14 from Stevenage. Lane 6, Jemima Cross, who's 15 from Hitchin. Lane 7, Verity Billingham, who's 16 from Tring. And lane 8, Honor Beverstock, who is 14 from Hatfield. Very strong first 50. 33 seconds odd for Isabella Dalton from Tring, looking very good. All of the other swimmers are in their 36, 37 second line across the pool. So anyone could get the minor places here, but in the lead, 51 seconds at the turn. 51 seconds for Isabella Dalton from Tring, entered at 1:14, going to be way inside that, very close behind her. Sophie Lyon is right up there in lane 1, as over in lane 5 is Lucy Peterson, but 1:09.39 the winning time for Isabella Dalton. 1:14.68, second to touch there was Sophie Lyon, on 3rd in lane 5. 1:15.08 was Lucy Peterson. Clear to the side, please, swimmers. Can you clear the pool, please? Clear the pool, please. Again, pretty close race, lots in the 1:15, 1:16s. But the winning time there, 69 seconds, a long way clear. And this is Heat 10 of the 100 metres backstroke. Sophie Coleman is 15 in lane 1 from Costa. Then we've got a row of 5 Hatfield swimmers. We've got Olivia Riley in 2, who's 17. In 3, Phoebe Matthews, who's 16. 4, Jessica Keogh, who's 19. Then 5 is Alexandra Nerney, who's 13. Only 13 years old amongst these older swimmers. Katie Jeffrey in lane 6 is 19. And then we've got Stevenage's Gemma Robertson in lane 7, who's 15. And finally, Angelica Lazarus-Keita, who's 15 from Watford in lane 8. 32.86 leading the way, Jessica Keogh. And it's the 13-year-old Alexandra Nerney who's right behind her in lane 5. Leader turns at 50 seconds. About 52 seconds for Alexandra, turning in second there. Third there could be Kate Jeffrey. And is also being chased by Phoebe Matthews, but coming up to touch, Jessica Keogh touches in 68.1, 70.4 seconds for Alexandra Nerney, and then 72.40 for Katie Jeffrey touching in third. Clear the pool to the side, please. Can you make your way out to the pool, please? This is heat 11, the penultimate heat of the 100 metres backstroke. Sophie Stelmach in lane 1 is 14 from Stevenage. Then we've got three 15-year-olds, April Mills in 2 from Hatfield, and lane 3, Sophie Hollis from Costa, and in lane 4, Erin Curry from Hatfield. In lane 5, Sophie Green, who's 16 from Hatfield. Lane 6 is Oksana Wojciech-Jardziot, who's 17 from Verulam. Lane 7, Kate Hopper, who is 16 from Berkhamsted, and finally Hannah Lovelock in lane 8, who's 15 from Hitchin. First to turn there, way out in the lead, 31 seconds, 31.3 is Erin Curry in lane 4. Second to turn was Kate Hopper over in lane 7, but quite some distance back, 48 seconds, our leader. And then Kate turning at 52, so about a 4-second lead at the moment, 4 or 5 seconds now. Very good sprint this. Erin Curry, who's going to come through and touch first. 1:05.31. Very good swim by her. 69.42, second to touch there, Kate Hopper. And third to touch, Oksana in lane 6 in a time of 1:11.31. Clear the pool, please. Clear the pool, please. If you can make your way out of the pool, please. Final heat, heat 12 of the women's 100 metres backstroke. Tia Gregory in lane 1 is 15 from Stevenage. Lane 2 is Isla Cavell, who's 16 from Hertford. Lane 3, Amy Harper, who is 16 from Watford. Lane 4, Charlotte Williams, 17 from Hatfield. Lane 5 is Camille Vanier, who's 16 from Hatfield. Another Hatfield swimmer in 6 is Summer Boswell, she's 15. Talia Williams is 16 from Tring in lane 7, and then Gigi Ravitschek-Smith is 13 from Hatfield in lane 8. She's a 13-year-old, so amongst some older swimmers. 32.3 for Charlotte Williams in the lead at halfway, 34.62 behind her for Camille, and then 34.7 for Summer Boswell at halfway. Very close, got 5 swimmers fighting for 2nd, 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th. In the lead though, Charlotte Williams, 17-year-old, entered at 64.89, going to be just outside that. Touches at 65.31, very, very close. As they come through to touch, going to be right on the fingertips. Look how close that was. Second to touch there was Amy Harper. at 70.73 and third Camille Vanier at 70.97. Really close. Can you clear the pool to the side, please? Clear the pool, please. So that completes the women's 100 metres backstroke. Final set of heats for this session is event 153, the men's 200 metres backstroke, and it's going to be swum in 8 heats. And this is heat 1 of the men's 200 metre backstroke, swimmers in lanes 3, 4 and 5. So, slight change of pace, going to 200 metres, that's 8 lengths of the pool. And in this first heat for the men's 200 metres backstroke, we've got 3 swimmers. Leo Sims in lane 3, he's from Hertford, he's 10 years old. Lane 4 is Charles Hallam, who's 10 years old from Harpenden. And lane 5 is Ryan Horrocks, who's 11 from Costa. So all in the same age group, but 10 and 11 years olds. So coming up to the first 50 metre turn, Leo Sims in the lead. Entered at 3:26. His 50 metre splits 45, 46.7 for Ryan Horrocks. He entered at 3:26 as well. And then 47.92 for Charles Hallam in 3:25. So they've all got almost identical entry times. So we'll see how they get on. But certainly in the first half, it's Leo Sims who's moving clear of the other two. So Leo's got about a metre or so on Ryan in lane 5, about a metre and a half, coming up to halfway. This is the 100 metre split, 133 for Leo, 135 for Ryan, and Charlie splits at 140. Charles Hallam in the middle, and coming down to the next turn, it's Leo, turning 158. 2:02 for Orion, so 4 seconds between them. 2:06, 2:07, so about 4 seconds between Ryan and Charles. 150 metres. Just 2 lengths to go. 2 lengths. 2:22. Didn't pick up the time on the turn there. 2:34 for Charles. So into the final length for the leader, Leo Sims. Into the 3:26. If you look at the time on the clock, he's going to be way inside that. Really good swim, sprinting into the last 5 metres. And let's see his time as he looks up. Touches at 3:09.06. Ryan Horrocks entered the 3:26. Goes, we'll find his time out afterwards because it's going to be slightly more difficult to get that one. Have to pick it up on backups. And 3:25 for Charles Hallam. It's going to be about 3:15, 3:17. Maybe between the two of those. Clear the pool, please. Can you clear to the side, please? Clear the pool, please. Clear the pool, please. Heat 2 of the men's 200 metres backstroke. Mark Bansagi is in lane 2, he's 10 from Watford. Lane 3, Jake Nell, who's 10 from Tring. Lane 4 is Fox Foster, who's 11 from Hatfield. Lane 5, George Sims, 10 from Hertford. Lane 6 is Cody Bridgen, who's 10 from Watford, and his teammate, 11-year-old Hugo Harley, is swimming in lane 7. Close as they come up to the first 50-metre checkpoint. Very fractionally in the lead possibly is Mark in lane 2. All turning pretty much together actually. When you look, they've not picked up a time for lane 2, so that'll be interesting. Mark fractionally ahead of Jake and Fox. And then right over on the far side from me, Hugo's going well over in lane 7. All of those turning together, about 111, about 114, and then about 117 for last one to turn there, George. Coming up to halfway. So we're going to see a few swimmers all turning together here. 135, 136. We've actually got all 3 or 4 swimmers there turning together. There's one that didn't come up very well. 140, 39 and 145 for Cody in 6 and George in 5. But now just going into the lead in lane 4, Fox Foster from Hatfield. Into 3:15. He's trying to pull away from Jake Nell inside him from Tring. And he's managed to get about half a metre on that third 50. He's done very well. Going to be turning now into the final 50 at 2:23, 2:24, 2:25, the chasing pair. But in the lead now, Fox Foster. Can he hold on to this from Jake Nell alongside him? And on the far side, where they won't be able to see him, is Hugo Harley from Watford. Hugo in 3rd place at the moment, coming down this final length. And Fox is looking very good now. He's had a very good last 50. He's pulled clear of Jake Nell. Jake being chased by Hugo, but Fox is going to touch first. Time of 3:08.97, 3:11.96. Jake Nell, and then Hugo 3rd touch, 3:13, 3:16 for Mark Bansagi. Cody Bridgen 3:20, and last few strokes. And George Sims, 3:30.94. Can you clear to the side, please, swimmers? Clear the pool, please. Heat 3 of the men's 200 metres backstroke. Gabriel Taggart in lane 1, 13 from Watford. Lane 2, Thomas Fennick, who's 12 from Verulam. Lane 3 is Constantine Kaliapas, who's 12 from Watford. Lane 4, Thomas Johnson, 13 from Hatfield. Lane 5, James Hallam, 13 from Harpenden. Lane 6, Perrin Marr, who is 12 from Hatfield. Lane 7, Ryan Wimpney, who is 13-year-old from Cheshunt, then Montgomery Brewster, and lane 8 is 11 from Watford. Very close as they turn. Constantine turning first in 39.76, 40 for George, for Perrin Marr, turning second. coming up to the final turn, and it is very close indeed. 4 or 5 swimmers all together. This is really close. Into the last half a length. Coming up to the half of the first 100, and they're going to turn 122s for all of these. It's going to be really close. Coming up to the 150 mark. And now pulling into the lead in lane 5, James Hallam. Turns at 2:05. Perrin-Mar at 2:06, 2:06 for Constantine. Thomas Johnson, 2:07, 2:08, Gabriel Taggart. Montgomery Brewster turning at 2:21 with just 50 to go. So sprinting towards the last 5 metres, and in lane 5, James Hallam entered at 2:49, records 2:46. Really close behind, 2:48, second to touch there was Thomas Johnson. And third to touch there, Constantine at 2:48. Fourth was Perrin-Mar, 2:48.8 as well. And fifth, Thomas Fennick, 2:51.09. Gabriel Taggart, 2:52. 2:53, Ryan Wimperney, and Montgomery at 3:06. Can you clear the pool to the side, please, swimmers? Clear the pool, please. Heat 4 of the 200 metres backstroke. So Charlie Stott is 14-year-old in lane 1. Lane 2 is Ethan David Tostlevin, who's 14-year-old as well from Bishop Stortford. Lane 3, Joshua Tyke, who's 14 from Tring. Lane 4, Barnaby O'Donnell, 15 from Bushy. Lane 5 is Alexander Mortadini, who's 14 from Potters Bar. And then 3 more 14-year-olds. William Harris in 6 from Watford. Lewis Hockenberg in 7 from Potters Bar. Harpendon's Henry Martin in lane 8. 35.5 at 50 metres. William Harris in the lead and pulling away. Battle for second and third seems to be between Ethan in 2 and Joshua in 3 at the moment. So coming up to halfway, and at halfway in the lead, William Harris entered at 2:43. Very close behind him. He splits at 1:15, 1:17 for both Joshua Tyke and Ethan David Tosmain. 1:19 Barnaby O'Donnell. Alexander is behind those at 1:20. But still in the lead. William Harris turning at 1:36. About 2.5 seconds clear of the second and third swimmers. Ethan in 2 and Joshua in 3. They're very close at the moment. 50 to go. William Harris turns in the lead at 1:55.3, and now moving up into second is Ethan. 1:59, 2 minutes. He's got a half a second clear of Joshua now. 2:02 behind those for Barnaby, who's in 4th place. Final turn at 2:14. Really close behind. There's half a second between second and third, and they're now level after that turn. Great sprint race going on between Ethan in lane 2, Joshua in 3. But coming into touch now, first to touch is William Harris, a time of 2:32.68. Looks like it's going to be Ethan to touch second. And he does in a time of 2:39.6, 2:40.5 second. Third touch was Joshua Tyak. Well done, swimmers. Can you clear the pool to the side, please? Clear the pool, please. We come to heat 5 of the 200 metres backstroke. William Barr is in lane 1, 15 from Royston. Lane 2 is Niccolo Camalotti, who's 13 from Hatfield. Lane 3, Luke Bernard, who's 14 from Costa. And lane 4 is William Rogers, who's 13 from Watford. One of the two 13-year-olds in this heat. Fraser McDonald in lane 5 is 14 from Hatfield, and they're all other ones are all 14. Luca Basotta Paladin in lane 6 is from Potters Bar. Joe Kine, 7 from Hatfield, and Harpendon's Parker Brewster in lane 8. 34.07. The lead is quite a way clear at the moment in lane 3. Luke Bernard from Costa. Luke turns at 53. 55 and 56 for the chasing swimmers. So he's got quite a lead coming up to halfway. So Luke is going to turn first ahead of Parker Brewster. Luke turns at 112.71. Parker at 114. William Rogers 115. 116 Fraser McDonald. Joe Kay 116 as well. And his lead is coming down now a bit. It's down to less than a couple of seconds. Luke Bernard is going very well. He's still in the lead, but also going well. Parker Brewster on the far side from Harpenden, who's having a good swim, but still about 1.5 meters in it. 152 and 154. So a couple of seconds. Going well now in the middle of the pool and accelerating. William Rogers from Watford. And also trying to pick up over in lane 1 is William Barr from Royston. Still a couple of seconds in it with the final length coming up. In the lead, Luke Bernard, who's actually accelerated a bit now, pulling a bit clear. And he's managed to get 2 meters clear now. And Parker Brewster being reeled in a bit, but Luke takes it 2 minutes 30.64. Second to touch, Parker Brewster just hanging in there at 2:32.75. Good swim. And third to touch was William Rogers, 2:33.34. Can you clear the pool, please? Clear the pool, please. Notice of disqualification. Event 153, Heat 4, Lane 3. Event 153, Heat 4, Lane 3, disqualified for a technical infraction. This is heat 6 of the men's 200 metres backstroke. So line up of this one, we got Danny Foreman in lane 1, who's 16 from Potters Bar. Lane 2 is Hayden Thornhill, 17 from Oddison. Lane 3, Samuel Jeffrey, 16 from Hatfield. Lane 4, Matthew Aldred, who is 18 from Watford. Lane 5, Thomas Stanbury, who's senior swimmer from Potters Bar. Lane 6, Ben Taggart, who's 16 from Watford. His teammate, James Gibson, is in lane 7, who's 15. And then Toby Martin in lane 8 is 16 from Harpenden. So coming up towards the halfway turn, Matthew Aldred, who's 2:09 entry time. He's in the lead, looking very comfortable. Being chased by Thomas Stanbury at the moment. 63 at the halfway turn, then 66 for Thomas Stanbury. '67 at the moment in third place, Samuel Jeffrey, but pulling away in the lead. He's having a great swim. Watford's Matthew. $150. 138. Now he's entered at 2:09. So it looks like he might be a little outside it, but he's going to be close. 142 and 143 for Thomas Stanbury, Samuel Jeffrey. James Gibson at 149. 149 for Ben Taggart. Hayden Thornhill 150. 154 for Danny Foreman. And 155 Toby Martin. So last few strokes. Very comfortable swim in the lead. 2:11.81 for Matthew Aldred. Second to touch, 2:17.6 for Samuel Jeffrey. Third was Thomas Stanbury, 2:18.16. Fourth, Ben Taggart, 2:25 and 2:26 for St. James Gibson. Hayden Thornhill, 2:28. Danny Foreman, 2:34 and 2:35 for Toby Martin. Can you clear the pool to the side, please? Clear the pool, please. This is heat 7 of the men's 200 metres backstroke. Ryan Ingram is Ingram in lane 1, he's 15 from Costa. Hatfield's Hubert Gasgo, who is in lane 2, he's 15. Lane 3, Rafferty May is 15 from Watford. Lane 4, Jago Derrington. Jago is 17 from Bishop Stortford. Alexander Cleverboer is in lane 5, he's 17 from Costa. Lane 6, Lewis Dormer, who's 18 from Harpenden. Lane 7, Samuel Binnington, who is 17 from Harpenden. Lane 8 is George Hooper, 16 from Costa. 32.54. 32.57, very close between those two. Alexander and Jago. Alexander's entry time is 2:15 and Jago's is 2:09, so expect them to be a little bit further apart. But coming down towards the halfway 100 meters split. And it's Alexander who's fractionally ahead of Jago. 66 both of them though, or nearly 67. 70 seconds behind them, Lewis Dormer and then Rafferty May at 71. And also Samuel Binnington at 71 as well. But look, this is going very well in the lead in lane 5. Alexander Cleverboy is putting in a big third 50. Jago Derrington, Bishop Stortford swimmer alongside him. 1:39, 1:41. Remember, there'll be a final to come on this. 1:47 behind those two for Lewis Dormer, and then Rafferty May 1:47, 1:50 Samuel Binnington, 1:51 for Hubert. Into the last 5 meters, very good swim. Alexander Cleverboy into the 2:15, goes 2:11. Jago Derrington looking comfortable at 2:16 in second. Going to be really tight between lanes 3 and 5 for second, for third and fourth. 2:24.13 just goes to Rafferty May ahead of Lewis Dormer, 2:24.48. Very close indeed. Can you clear the pool, please, swimmers? Clear to the side, please. Heat 8 of the men's 200 meters backstroke. So the final of the 3 spearheaded heats at the end. Zach Fellows is in lane 1, he's 14 from Costa. Lane 2, Luke Martell, 17 from Potters Bar. 3, James Adwell, who's 18 from Harpenden. Lane 4 is Kieran Burkett, who's 18 from Costa. Lane 5, Oliver Baskerville, who's 15 from Hatfield. Lane 6 is Jacob Hayes, who's 16 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 7, Chun Ting Yao, who's 16 from Harpenden, and Bishop Stortford's B. McDonald Williams is in lane 8, and he's 15. 31 seconds and 50. Can we have the finalists for the 100 fly and the 100 backstroke to the marshalling area, please? The finalists for the 100 fly and the 100 back to the marshalling area, please. So coming up to halfway. Oliver Baskerville turns 64.69. Kieran Burgett 65.8. James Atwell 68.28 and Jacob Hayes 68.94. They're the leading 4. Quite a way clear of the others at the moment. Leading 2 are fairly close. 121 and 123 they turned. So got 2 lengths to go at this turn. Oliver ahead of Kieran, 2:13, 2:09, and 1:38, 1:40 for Oliver, and Kieran Burgett 1:40, 1:44. James Atwell with 50 to go. James Hayes 1:44.9 with 2 lengths to go. Luke Martell 1:49, 1:50 for Yao. Very close at the front. Just in the lead at the moment. Oliver Baskerville from Kieran Burkett. Kieran Burkett accelerating. Oliver Baskerville holding him off. Kieran Burkett, he's coming back on him. Can he hold him off as they come through the touch? And he does. 2:12.62. Oliver Baskerville just holds off Kieran Burkett. 2:12.99. 220.15, very close third and fourth. Jacob Hayes just getting there ahead of James Atwell, 220.31. And then fifth, Luke Martell, 226. Can you clear the pool to the side, please? Clear the pool, please. So that completes the 200 meters, and we will see who's in the championship final for that at the end of the session tonight. So remember, finalists for the 100 meters butterfly and the 100 meters backstroke need to go to the marshalling area now, please. In lane 4 from Hatfield, Rufus Kelly. In lane 5 from St Albans, Chok Kin Lau. And in lane 6 from Hitchin, Mikhail Zarinov. Your finalists for the men's 13 years, 100 meters butterfly. In the heats, the fastest time was 1:19 for Rufus in lane 4 with the pink hat. Pretty close though with some of the others. It's a couple of 120, there's 120, couple of 124s, so could go very close. Coming up to halfway, and they are all in it at the moment. Everyone's in it for a medal at the moment. First to turn is Rufus at 35.9, 36.23. In silver medal at the halfway point is Lau. This is the final turn. Really close. 58 seconds on the turn. Coming up the final length. Rufus just in the lead. It's Rufus from Chok Kin Lau in the second place, and he's coming through very strongly. It's going to be really, really close now. It's neck and neck with only 2 meters to go. Who's going to be on the right stroke to touch? And it does go. The gold medal goes to Chok Kin Lau of St Albans, entered a 120, goes 118 in the final, just out touching Rufus Kelly. What a great race. Great swim by Rufus as well for the silver medal. And third to touch there was Mikhail Zarinov, who gets the bronze medal. Well done, swimmers. Great race right through to the last 2 strokes. This is event 157, the men's 14 years, 100 meters butterfly. Your swimmers for the final, led on in lane 1 from Costa, Ramsey Gill. In lane 2, also from St Albans, Zach Fellows. In lane 3 from Potters Bar, Kabir Patel. In lane 4 from St Albans, Lewis Robson. Lane 5 from Hoddesdon, Maxwell Hosier. In lane 6 from Bishop Stortford, Dylan Davenport. In 7 from Hatfield, Fraser MacDonald. And in lane 8 from Hertford, Toby Gradwell. Your finalists for the men's 14 years 100 butterfly. So coming up to the halfway, very close indeed. Max Hosier in 5, Lewis Robson in 4. Both in at 32 seconds. Going to be a great battle between these two. And behind them is Kabir Patel from Potters Bar. Coming up to the final turn. Turning first, 50 seconds against 51 seconds. It's Lewis Robson from Costa ahead of Maxwell Hosier in lane 5. And Maxwell trying to get back on terms. Lewis hanging on to this at the moment. Maxwell digging in hard. I think Lewis is just going to hang on to it. Lewis takes his 68.24. Great swim. Max Hosier right up behind him, 68.59. And third to touch there, and bronze medalist Kabir Patel at 70.23. So well done to Lewis Robson, who takes the gold medal, and Max Hosier takes the silver. Well done, swimmers. If you can make your way out to the pool, please. Event 158 is the men's 15 years 100 metres butterfly. Your finalists, please give them a warm welcome, starting in lane 1 from Costa, Ryan Ingram. In lane 2, also from Costa, Oscar Chaplin. In lane 3, from Hatfield, Hugo Rabishek-Smith. In lane 4, from Watford, Kaylin Buzio. Lane 5, from Hatfield, Daniel Williams. In lane 6, from Ware, Billy Sill. In lane 7, from Cheshunt, Alfie Bullock. In lane 8, from Bishop Stortford, Bo Riley. Your finalists for the men's 100 metres butterfly 15 years. Coming up to the halfway turn. Two swimmers together. Kaylin and Daniel as they turn. It's Kaylin just in the lead, 29 seconds, 29.5 for Daniel Williams. Billy Sill in bronze medal position at halfway. Coming down to the final turn. 45, 46 seconds, about a second between first and second as they come up the final length. In the lead at the moment, it's Kaylin Bosniel. Watford swimmer got a qualifying time at 62 seconds. Look how close it is between Daniel and Billy for second and third. Kaylin takes it 62.21, second to touch there. Daniel Williams 63.82, 600ths ahead of third place Billy Sill. Great race for second and third. Well done to Kaylin, who takes the gold medal there at winning time 62.21. Can you clear the pool, please? Event 159 is the men's 16 years and over 100 metres butterfly. Please welcome your finalists, starting in lane 1 from Hatfield with Oliver Blight. In lane 2 from Harpenden, Toby Martin. In lane 3 from Bushy, Daniel Ord. Swimming in lane 4 tonight from Bishop Stortford, Callum Cox. In lane 5 from Hatfield, Jason Ho. In lane 6 from Potter's Bar, Jack Barnard. In lane 7 from Hatfield, Joshua Ellis. And in lane 8 Also from Hatfield, Jamie Joshua. Ladies and gentlemen, your finalists for the men's 16 years and over 100 meters butterfly final. So in the heats, qualifying times under 60 seconds for the two. In the middle, Callum Cox and Jason Ho. This could be really tight. Both fast swimmers, both under 60 in the heats. A couple of other 61s as well. Going to be tight between the others, but you've got 4 swimmers here at the moment racing for 3 medals. And as they turn, first to turn is Callum Cox at 27.2, Jason Ho 27.6, Daniel Ord turning in 3rd place, 28.13, and then right behind him is Jack Barnard, who's pretty much the same time. These are very close for 3rd place. First and second are clear though, I think, at the moment. In the lead, Callum Cox, Bishop Stortford. Callum ahead of Jason Ho. These two just a little bit clear at the moment from Jack Barnard, and Callum Cox takes it. Winning time of 58.52 takes the gold medal from Jason Ho in silver medal position, 59.23, both under 60, and 3rd place, Jack Barnard, bronze medal at 60.67. Well done, swimmers, if you could clear the pool, please. Event 160 is the women's 10-11 years 100 meters backstroke final. Your finalists led on in lane 1 from St Albans by Charlotte Douglas. In lane 2 from Watford, Esme Hui. In lane 3 also from Watford, Isabel Cowie. In lane 4 from Hatfield, Neve Ives. In lane 5 from Stevenage, Sophie Peterson. In lane 6, from the city of St Albans, Charlotte Stewart. In lane 7, from Hoddesdon, Isabel Bradley Smith. In lane 8, from the city of St Albans, Eloise Geffin. Your finalists for the women's 10-11 years, 100 meters backstroke. Times in the heats were fairly close, so we're expecting this to be a fairly close race. How about this? At the turn, they're all pretty much together. You've got 6 or 7 swimmers all in a line. So this is halfway when they hit this turn. Neve Ives just very, very, very slightly ahead, but there's nothing between them all at the moment. All in the 41s at halfway, and 42, second little group. But we've now got 4 swimmers after that turn who have pulled clear. Isabel Cowie in 3, Neve Ives in 4, Sophie Peterson in 5, and Charlotte Stewart in 6. Now we're down to a little group of about 3. We're pretty close. still in the lead very slightly. Neve from Sophie, 4 from 5, and then Charlotte in lane 6, up in 3rd place. Charlotte coming through strongly. Charlotte coming through now on lane 6. Can she get up there? Very close as they come through to touch. As they touch, first to touch there, gold medalist subject to confirmation, Neve Ives in a time of 1:24.6 seconds. Second was Charlotte Stewart in a time of 1:25.18, and third and bronze medalist Sophie Peterson in a time of 1:25.32. Very well done. Can you make your way out of the pool, please, swimmers, from the far side? So an exciting race, very close, as the entry times predicted. Event 161 is the women's 12 years 100 metre backstroke final. Please welcome your finalists, led by, in lane 1, Royston's Megan Randall. In lane 2, from City of St Albans, Jasmine Scott. In lane 3, from Tring, Mirabelle Bradley. In lane 4, from Cheshunt, Mia Nelson. In lane 5, from City of St Albans, Anna Zapitskaya. In lane 6, from Bishop Stortford, Lois Fields. In lane 7, from Cheshunt, Olivia Croft. And finally in lane 8, from Hatfield, Elizabeth Ronickers. Ladies and gentlemen, your finalists for the women's 12 years 100 metres backstroke. Fastest qualifying time was 1:10. Alexandra Nerney in lane 4. Megan Randall coming up, so turning first. It's Anna in lane 5, 37.85, men at 37 as well. Coming down to the turn. Final turn coming into this final length. It's lane 4. Mia Nelson from Cheshunt, from Anna Zadvarskaya from Costa. These two together. Mia from Anna. Going to be very close as they come through to touch. Mia just gets there. Mia Nelson takes it 1:17.72, 1:17.98. Anna Zadvarskaya in second. Third to touch there, Mirabelle Bradley getting bronze medal, a 1:20.03, just ahead of Jasmine Stott. Well done, those swimmers. Event 162 is the women's 13 years, 100 metres backstroke. Please welcome your finalists as they lead on. Starting in lane 1 from Cheshunt with Maya Robu. In lane 2 from Bishop Stortford, Molly Greatbatch. In 3 from Hatfield, Gigi Rabetchik-Smith. Lane 4 from Hatfield, Alexandra Nerney. Lane 5 from Tring, Evie Butterworth. Lane 6, swimming with St Albans, Daisy Chubb. Lane 7 from Hatfield, Cassandra Pereira. And lane 8 from Harpenden, Bethany Hopkins. Your finalists for the girls, 13 years, 100 metres backstroke. Coming up to the halfway turn, way in the lead here. Alexandra Nerney, who swam 110 in the heats, going 33.75 at halfway, looking very good. Pulling clear from Evie Butterworth in second place, but very close between lanes 3 and 5. Evie just ahead of Gigi Rabetchik-Smith. Way in the lead at the moment. Alexandra Nerney from Hatfield. Looking very good. And Alexandra coming home and touches to take the gold medal in a time of 69.67. Really, really close behind her. Who's going to get second? And it goes to Gigi Rabetchik-Smith. Got a great last length there. Comes in with silver medal time of 1:15.91, and third to touch there. Evie Butterworth at time of 1:16.05. Very well done. If you can make your way to the side of the pool, please. Event 163 is the women's 14 years old 100 metres backstroke. Your finalists are led on in lane 1 by Harpenden's Madeline Conway. Swimming in lane 2, Potters Bar's Isabella Savage. In lane 3, Hatfield's Honor Baverstock. In lane 4, from Stevenage, Sophie Stelmach. In lane 5, also from Stevenage, Lucy Peterson. In lane 6, from St Albans, Isla Black. In lane 7, from Watford, Summer Everson. And in lane 8, from Watford, Keelia Randall. Your finalists for the women's 14 years, 100 metres backstroke. Coming up now to the halfway turn. And in the lead, Isabel Savage, Potters Bar. She qualified at 1:16, 35.17 at halfway. looking very good. String of swimmers behind her are all chasing her. We've got Honor in 3, Sophie in 4, Lucy in 5, and Isla in 6. And all of those are now going to turn together. Coming into the final length, you've got 5 swimmers swimming for 3 medals. All very, very close indeed. Absolutely in a line. Isabella 2, Honor 3, Sophie 4, Lucy 5. Who's going to get the medals? It's going to be so close as they touch. 1:13. Honor Baberstock takes it, just out touching Isabel Savage. We'll have to see the. We've got a time missing there for lane 4, so that could upset the medals. So we'll wait and see what the backup comes up with, because that is going to have an impact on the medals. They were all very, very, very close. So we'll have to wait for another time to appear on the board. And there we've got it. The winner we've actually got a winner, Sophie Stelmach, who comes through and takes it just ahead of Honor, as close as it could be. Worth waiting for the backup. Well done, Sophie. She will be the gold medalist, subject to confirmation. Event 164 is the women's 15 years 100-metre backstroke. Your finalists, led by, in lane 1, from Stevenage, Gemma Robertson. In lane 2, from Hatfield, April Mills. In lane 3, from St Albans, Sophie Hollis. In lane 4, from Hatfield, Erin Curry. In lane 5, also from Hatfield, Summer Boswell. In lane 6, from Hitchin, Hannah Lovelock. In lane 7, from the city of St Albans, Rosie Wen. And in lane 8, also from the city of St Albans, Sophie Coleman. Your finalists for the women's 15 years 100 metres backstroke. So we have one swimmer who swam 65 in the qualifications. The others are all in the 70-second mark, so we would expect Erin Curry to pull clear in this in lane 4. But it's very close behind. The other times are all medals to swim for. Erin turns first, 31.72. 33.73 for Sophie Hollis, and Summer Boswell, 34. That's the 1, 2, 3 at the moment. They're just a little bit clear. All the other swimmers are in a line across the pool at 36 seconds. Leader turning at 49. And then 52. Erin Curry entered at 65. Going to have a great swim, no pressure at all. Takes it a gold medal in 65.57. Second to touch is going to be Sophie Hollis, a time of 69.48 and 70.87. Third to touch and bronze medalist Summer Boswell. Well done, swimmers. Can you clear the pool, please? Can you clear the pool to the side? Event 165 is the women's 16 years and over 100-metre backstroke final. Your finalists, led in lane 1, from Verulam, Oksana Wojciech-Jacioch. In lane 2, from Watford, Amy Harper. In lane 3 from Tring, Isabella Dalton. In lane 4 from Hatfield, Charlotte Williams. In lane 5 from Hatfield, Jessica Keogh. In lane 6 from Berkhamsted, Kate Hopper. In lane 7 from Hatfield, Camille Vernier. And finally in lane 8 from Hertford, Isla Cavill. Your finalists for the women's 16 years and over 100 metres backstroke. So away we go with the oldest age group in 100 metres backstroke final. Got some fast swimmers in there, 65 seconds. Again, another swimmer, Charlotte Williams, in the middle of her qualification time. A couple of 68s and 69s in qualification times as well. But it's Charlotte Williams leading from her teammate Jessica Keogh in lane 5. Charlotte in 4, Jessica in 5. 31.92, 32.38 at the halfway point. In third place is Isabella Dalton from Tring, and she's just ahead at the moment of Amy Harper. But coming down the final length, in the lead, Charlotte Williams dominating this one. Jessica Keogh comfortably in second. Very, very close for third between Amy Harper and Isabella Dalton. But touching first, 64.56, winning time, and gold medalist Charlotte Williams from Hatfield. Silver medal goes to Jessica Keogh, 66.88. And bronze medal, Amy Harper, 69.05. Well done, those swimmers. If they can make their way out of the pool, please. We are going to be presenting the medals for the 100 metres butterfly junior championship and senior championship. The winners being Kaylin Bosnio, Danielle Williams and Billy Sill. And then Callum Cox, Jason Ho and Jack Barnard. So if they want to go over to the presentation area, at the end of this, we will be presenting those medals. Other medalists can collect their medals from the medal table. But we have one more final to come. This is the final event, 166, the men's championship 200 metres backstroke final. Please welcome your finalists, starting with, in lane 1 from Potters Bar, Thomas Stanbury. In lane 2 from Bishop Stortford, Jago Derrington. In lane 3 from Hatfield, Oliver Baskerville. In lane 4, from City of St Albans, Alexander Clevermore. In lane 5, from Watford, Matthew Aldred. In lane 6, from City of St Albans, Kieran Burkitt. Lane 7, from Hatfield, Samuel Jeffrey. And in lane 8, from Watford, Rafferty May. Ladies and gentlemen, your finalists for the men's championship 200 metres backstroke final. Eight lengths to the pool for the 200. This is the final event in the pool today. We're back again tomorrow for the second day of the 2023 championships. 50-metre split, 29 seconds for Matthew Aldred, who's in the lead from Kieran Burkett, 30 seconds. 31 for Alexander in third place at the moment. Powerful swim in the lead though. This will be halfway. Watford's Matthew Aldred, entry time at 2:11, qualification time, obviously swam within his means there. 61, 63 for Kieran Burkett, Alexander Cleverborough third place, 64, 66 Jago Darrington, Oliver Baskerville up behind those. Still in the lead. Matthew's going to have 50 metres to go when he gets to the turn. Close behind him though, Kieran Burkett and Alexander Cleverborough, who are fighting it out. Matthew turns to 134. Kieran and Alexander both about 138. Jago Darrington behind him at 140, 141 for Oliver Baskerville, Thomas Stanbury 143, Samuel Jeffrey 144, Rafferty May 146. It's going to be really close for second and third, but in the lead. No doubt who's going to take this, comfortably swimming within his means. Watford's Matthew Aldred comes through. Such is first, 2:07.22. Look how close it is for second and third. Who's going to get the touch as they lean back? Really, really close. Goes to Kieran Burkett at 2:11.99, taking silver medal, 2:12.01. How about that? 0.02 of a second between silver and bronze for Alexander Cleverborough in bronze. Very well done. Fourth of Jago Darrington at 2:14. Well done, swimmers. Really good battle there for the bronze and the silver. Well done, swimmers. Well done to everyone who's won medals. You may leave the pool to the side, please. Clear the pool, please. Again, a big thank you to everyone who's helped out today. Poolside and all of the helpers behind the scenes, people doing everything behind the blue screens as well. We've got some championship medals to present for the... I've got them here for the butterfly. I'm not sure about the others, but we've got some championship ones. We'll also have the championship and the junior championship for the 200 metres backstroke for the men's to present as well, same as we did with the women's. I will let you know who we have for those as soon as I'm told.